Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about winning basic chess strategy by analyzing a beginner's game. So let's get started. The game went e4 and then e5, and winning basic chess strategy is you want to move a pawn in the center. So these are two good moves. Knight to f3 and then knight to c6, good moves. Knight to c3, this is very good because you want to get a knight in the center because it controls a lot of the squares in the center. So these are very good moves. Pawn goes to g3. So I'm teaching you basic winning chess strategies. Usually what I want people to do is I want them to get this this bishop out to c4, because if you move this pawn out to d3, this bishop can only move one square to e2. This bishop is trapped. It cannot go to c4 or b5. So let's move this bishop out to c4 or b5. Okay, so back to the game. d3. Bishop to b4. This is good. Basic winning chess strategy. Get the knights and the bishops out in the center. So this is a good move. It also pins the knight to the king. I like this. Pawn goes to a3. And then the bishop goes to c5. Good move. In order to win your games at the beginner level, you need to ask questions such as, can my opponent safely capture any pieces? Can I safely capture any pieces? Consider all captures and checks on your side and also your opponent's side too. So in this position, the pawn is threatening to take the bishop. So moving this bishop here is good. Pawn goes here. Always ask, can my opponent safely capture any pieces? Answer is yes, it is attacking this bishop. So black decides to move the bishop back here. Good move. And then the pawn goes to a4. So this is very aggressive. You want to always ask, if I move here, is it safe? Yep, it is safe to go here. Moving on, knight goes to g4, and each move should have a purpose. Usually, you do not want to move the knight out 2 times in the opening because it's a wasted move. But black is threatening to take the pawn on f2. Let's see what happens. Pawn goes to b5, and then black decides to take the pawn with the knight. Always ask, can I safely capture a piece? The knight can safely take the pawn on f2 because the bishop is protecting the knight. And the knight is attacking the queen and the rook at the same time. Okay, good move. So white decides to move the queen to e2. It's safe to do that. I am teaching you winning basic chess strategy, so it's important to ask, if I move here, is it safe? It is safe to for the opponent to go e2, and then the knight takes the rook. Okay, pawn takes knight, and then after that, the bishop goes to f2. Always ask, if I move here, is it safe? Yes, it is safe for this bishop to go here. It is checking the king. This is good. Notice it's a really bad idea for the queen to take this bishop because of this knight. So the king moves there. This is good because now, since the king moved, I cannot castle. Okay, moving on. Bishop goes here. Okay, I think that's okay. In this position, what I would probably do is no, actually this is fine. This always ask, like, okay, can I safely capture a piece? Can my opponent safely capture a piece? I noticed that the knight can take this pawn. So the bishop goes here. It is the bishop is attacking the knight and also is also protecting this pawn. So let's see what happens. Bishop goes there. And then again, I don't like this move. I think that this pawn should just take this pawn. But okay, bishop goes there, and then the beat pawn takes it. Now, I am not a big fan of this move. When notice that black has not gotten this bishop out, so therefore, ideally, we should move. We should take the pawn with the D pawn, and the reason why we want to do this is because now it opens up lines for this bishop, right? And also notice these pawns, they are together. Since black took the pawn, the B, took the C pawn with the B pawn, notice that this pawn is all by itself, and this bishop can only go to 2 squares. So winning basic chess strategy is, you know, if you haven't gotten your bishop out, your C bishop out, then it would be a good idea for you to take it with the D pawn, so you can open up lines for this bishop. But moving on, is okay. So pawn takes pawn. Okay, pawn goes there. Knight goes there. Okay, that's interesting. Another idea that black can do is just to castle, or maybe move this pawn up to d6 to open up lines for this bishop. But let's go forward. Okay, so knight takes pawn, pawn takes. Okay, that's fine. Queen takes. Okay. Pawn. Okay, so this is okay. It gets the queen out. It also checks the king, and then the queen goes there. Of course, we still need to pay attention to the captures. Always ask questions before you make a move. Can I safely capture a piece? So the queen, decides to take the queen, and the queen takes. That's a good move. And then, of course, we want to ask, okay, can we safely capture a piece? Notice this pawn, it's attacking this knight. So pawn takes knight, and then bishop takes. Good move. So that's very good. Again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I do invite you to subscribe to my channel. And also, if you want me to analyze your chess game, share your game in the comments below. I'd be happy to analyze your game for free. Okay, so let's go back to this game. So pawn takes knight, bishop takes, and then rook goes here. Okay, so it does okay, so again, we still need to ask, can my opponent safely capture a piece? The bishop is threatening to take this pawn. So that's why black decided to go here to protect the pawn. Pawn goes there, and then bishop goes here. What I would probably do in this position is I would probably maybe move the pawn to d6 so I can open up lines for this bishop. But let's go back to what actually happened. Okay, so bishop goes here. Okay, bishop goes here. Okay. And the rook goes here, and I'm not really too sure why the rook goes here. In chess, what you want to do is you want to always have a plan. Notice that white has 2 pawns in the center. I really think we should move this pawn here. So this king can go to d7. But let's go forward. Okay. But anyway, rook goes to h8. Okay, so pawn goes to d5, king goes here. I'm not really too sure why the king went to f8. Again, part of winning basic chess strategy is you need to ask questions like, can I safely capture a piece? So what is black attacking right now? The pawn is attacking this pawn. Is black attacking any other pieces? The answer is no. But if you really think about it, can we just safely just take this pawn? Yes. If you notice, black has 2 attackers, and that's the pawn and this bishop, and white only has 1 defender. So guess what? We can just actually win a we can win a pawn here, right? But king goes there. I don't really like that move, but okay. Rook goes there. Always ask, can my opponent safely capture a piece? Yes, the bishop is threatening to take this pawn. So black pays attention and moves the pawn up. So okay, that's interesting. And then pawn goes up. What happens now? So the king goes there. I am confused right now. Can we safely capture a piece? I would probably, You know, I think maybe we can just take this pawn. I think that would be good. But okay, moving forward, king goes to f7, bishop goes there, and then the king goes here. Okay, again, I am teaching you winning basic chess strategy. So again, the best move you should do is to take this pawn. Of course, you need to ask questions. Can my opponent safely capture any pieces? Can I safely capture any pieces? Well, if you really think about it, we can just safely just take this pawn. And if we do that, the pawn is attacking this bishop, and the bishop, it would be a very bad idea for this bishop to take this pawn because our bishop is protecting the pawn. So ask questions before you make a move. Let's go back to what actually happened. So the king goes here. Not a good move, but okay. Pawn takes, okay. Bishop takes, and then the rook goes here. Okay, and white is in the driver's seat right now, and white makes a mistake because the rook goes to f1. This is a mistake. So basic winning chess strategy is it's important to know basic tactics. If you notice right now, the rook should have just taken this rook. The king should have taken it. And also notice that the king and the bishop, they're on the same diagonal. And white could just take this pawn, and this tactic is called a double attack move. The bishop is checking the king, and the pawn is attacking this bishop. And black is in big trouble right now because once black gets out of check, well, guess what? Now this pawn can simply just take this bishop for free, and this is not good for black. But white missed this winning line. So let's continue to see what happened. Rook goes there. Pawn takes. Good move. Bishop goes there. Okay. And then white's okay, so yeah, so you want to ask like, okay, can my opponent safely capture a pawn or a piece? Yep, this the bishop can safely take this pawn. So I think that's why black decided to move the pawn up. Okay, that's interesting. So pawn goes there, rook goes there, that's fine. We can also like take this pawn if we wanted to, but black decides to go here, and then this is a rook fork, that's nice. King goes there, and then rook takes pawn. Yep, that's a good move. Let's see what happens. Okay, so pawn takes. Okay, that's good. Always ask, can I safely capture a piece? And black can. Bishop can take the pawn. Good. Bishop goes there. Again, can your opponent safely capture a piece? The answer is yes, the bishop can safely take this pawn. So black decides to go move the pawn to d6. That's a good move. It defends the c7 pawn. The pawn is also defending, the pawn is also attacking the pawn on e5. Bishop goes there, and then black decides to be aggressive by moving the pawn to c5. Good move. It also attacks this bishop, and then bishop goes there. Good. Okay, again, you still need to pay attention to the captures. Can my opponent safely capture a piece? Yes, the white bishop is threatening to take the rook on h2. So the rook goes to h3. I like this move because the rook is pinning the bishop to the king. And you might be asking, what's a pin piece? A pin piece is when the piece cannot move. So in this position, this bishop cannot move, because if this bishop does move, then the rook will be checking the king. Okay, pawn goes there, and then the bishop goes here. This is a very beautiful move because now this bishop is attacking this pin piece. Again, it's pin piece because the rook is on the same line as the bishop and the king. Very, very good move. And that's another strategy for tip for winning basic chess strategy. If your opponent has a pin piece, you want to get a second piece or more of your pieces and to attack that pin piece. And that's exactly what black did. she got a second piece and attacked the pin piece. So beautiful move. Pawn goes there. Again, always ask, can I safely capture a piece? Answer is yes. The rook and the bishop are attacking the pin piece. So therefore, black did take the bishop with her bishop. Good move. And then the white pawn goes to f7. Huge mistake, because I think if you're asking questions like, can I safely capture a piece, you will figure out where to move. The bishop just took the rook, and then white resigns in this position. So good job, black. That was a very interesting move. So remember about winning basic chess strategy is ask questions before you make a move. And that means you need to ask, can I safely capture a piece? Can my opponent safely capture a piece? Also pay attention to the checks. Can I move and make a threat? You need to pay attention to the captures and checks before every single move to win games. You need to wait until your opponent makes a silly mistake, and then that's how you win games. If you ask questions before every move, then it's going to be very, very hard for you to make a silly mistake. If you don't make a silly mistake, it's going to be very difficult for your opponent to beat you. So asking questions, that's the key of winning basic chess strategy. So remember, knights and bishops out, castle, consider all knights, consider all captures, and consider all checks and captures, and that's very, very important. I hope you like watching my videos. If you would like to support my channel, all you need to do is to go click the support my channel button on this page. Then you can give a donation. Thanks in advance if you do that. If you like watching my videos, then I also invite you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.